Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Fitzpatrick, for being here today. I'd like to follow up a little bit on the SBA SCORE program, because SCORE is one of those things. It provides mentoring. It provides personalized one-on-one opportunities for entrepreneurs, people who are putting themselves out there. They are risking it all. It is tricky. It is difficult. It is hard. Something that, we know you're not as successful if you're truly trying to do it alone. SCORE's work is provided basically free or at low cost, right? It's staffed with tons and tons and tons of volunteers, people who want to help us succeed, who know the importance of starting a business, of growing a business, of the importance that small businesses have to our overall economy. Nearly 10,000 business advisors serve in this program across all 50 states. And it's the federal support from the SBA to the SCORE program that enables it to keep running. Right, so you've got all of these volunteers, literally 10,000 volunteers who are mentoring 300,000 individual people. This is what we're talking about, the backbone of the American economy. And they're doing it, and they're providing, access to expertise in everything from AI and digital commerce to financial management to emerging technologies to just the stuff you have to deal with when you're trying to open up your own business. I've always said there's a difference between government spending and government investment. And when we invest in growing our small businesses, that is not only something we should be doing, but for every dollar we're putting into the SCORE program, it is returning $45 to the U.S. economy. And so I really am curious as to why, when you have this program, over 10,000 volunteers, over 300,000 individual participants, $1 we put into it yields $45 to the American economy. And for all of these people who are doing it, tens and hundreds of thousands of people, it has a 94% satisfaction score. That's kind of unheard of when we talk about the SBA and the size and scope of this program. So why is the administration concluding that the program should no longer receive federal support?
Congressman, thank you for the question. As I've said, we support the administration's budget of making hard decisions with limited discretionary budget.
But you just said a minute ago, and I wrote it down, you said, quote, we've paused all payments for a system that was broken. Those are your words, not the administration's words. Why? For a program, tens of thousands of volunteers, hundreds of thousands of people utilizing, a 94% satisfaction score, and $1 that we put into it from the SBA, $45 back to our economy. Why did you stop? Pause is government speak, so we don't have to do government speak in here. You stopped all payments, you stopped giving money to this program, and you said it was broken.
Congressman, thank you for the question. Yeah, our grant system was broken. I also alluded to challenges within SCORE, but our grant system was broken, and we're accountable first to the taxpayers. And on the numbers—
But you said it was bloated. You've gone from 70 employees to 20 employees across all 50 states with 300,000 people trying to participate in this. You've stopped all payments. Why?
Congressman, thank you for the question. No, again, like I said, we, as Secretary Bessent said in recent days, it is easier to prevent waste, fraud, and abuse than to claw funds back. And so that's what we're doing across all programs. That's why we're upgrading our systems. And moving forward, we can now get the funds out to the organization. And we have gotten funding to SCORE. They're in good shape. We're working closely. And the other thing on the numbers—
So you could tell me, where has the Inspector General identified waste or fraud in this program? Look, one thing, you're in front of a committee where we want small business to succeed. Nobody wants waste or fraud in government. No party owns that issue. Where is the waste or fraud in a program with a 94% satisfaction rate?
Congressman, thank you for the question. We've talked to
every time.
We've talked to small businesses, excuse me, and we've talked to other resource partners. We've talked to our field staff, and as I said, some of the SCORE mentors are tremendous, and they've gotten great credit. But some of them are not. They're not great, and the organization is working to move them out.
Right, but is that fraud?
No, that's not fraud. Okay. Waste is different than fraud and abuse.
So how are you determining which? So you're cutting the staff. You're stopping all the payments. Right? You didn't say you were stopping the fraudulent payments. You said you're stopping all the payments. Why? That's not fraud. That's stopping a program that's successful.
No, actually, since we've turned restarted the payments, we have $125 million out the door. But again, SCORE is a separate nonprofit organization. We're a public-private partnership. They are free to raise funds from other organizations. I would say the actual most effective women's business centers and SBDCs are the ones that raise more money than we actually require them to do in the match. So that's one. We want organizations to be independent of the federal government, but they are actually, the SCORE management is doing a good job of improving, and we're happy to work with them.
You thanked me for my questions, but I'm not sure I got good answers, Mr. Chairman.
What makes this exchange particularly important is that Morgan McGarvey is not simply defending a government program because it exists. He is asking a much more fundamental question. When a federal program is designed to help people start and grow businesses, when thousands of volunteers are contributing their time, when hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs are using the service, and when the program reports a very high satisfaction rate, what exactly is the justification for pulling back federal support?